A very small number of fascists, maybe at most a dozen, turned up at Moorfields. They had to run like rabbits because there were hundreds of Scousers saying go back home. We saw them off, and then we held a victory march through the city saying fascists don't come to our city, they get sent away with a flea in their ear. The recession, the crash of 2008, it's a legacy of people feeling poorer and more desperate. And then you've got politicians like Marine Le Pen, like Orban in Hungary, like Trump. And this is creating movements like the so-called Tommy Robinson movement, Stephen Christopher, Yaxley Lennon.
I think anytime you see a decline in the economy and a fragile structure, and you know, there is always somebody that people want to turn to blame, and unfortunately it's usually our communities, our black communities, our Muslim communities, our diverse communities always seem to be the people that they want to pin the blame on.
It was amazing to see so many people outside Moorfield Station, and a handful of these fascists trying to get out. And of course, we saw one of them trying to walk through, and he got slightly squashed as he was moving through. And then they suddenly sort of squirmed right back into the station, and the police held them there for their own safety, whilst we were all outside singing, making sure that people heard our voices, making sure that everybody in our city heard that we are saying refugees are welcome in our city, we are an open city, we welcome people into this city. The only people we don't welcome are fascists.
People are being, you know, starved, there's food and fuel poverty. Some of our most vulnerable people are being subjected to, you know, tremendous hardship. And instead of, you know, putting the blame where it should lay, which is in our governments and in our government structures, it is now being sort of levied again, once again, to us as though we're the scapegoats. We need to unite. I mean, you know, the biggest trick historically is about dividing and conquering communities. We need to make sure that all of our different groups, and I know they're all different groups, but they're all motivated by the same thing, which is about fighting racism and fascism. We need to stand together, we need to remain unified and not allow anybody to split us up.
These small fascist groups are trying to replicate what's happening in Europe and America. Merseyside says quite simply, working class, anti-racist unity. We will continue to build a multiracial, multi-ethnic, welcoming, diverse city.
The likes of Bannon and the likes of what's going on in countries right across Europe means that we need to be stronger than ever. The way that we work together is through socialism. Socialism is about bringing people together and saying we all deserve a high quality of life. In Liverpool, we always come together, and we're seeing that today. We're seeing that, you know, a right-wing march, a fascist march, was trampled in this city, and what we ended up with was an anti-fascist march with hundreds of people coming together to say, not in our city, no pass around.